Hey, and welcome to the latest episode of the Mind Body Health Podcast with myself, Dave Sheahan, high performance consultant. And this podcast is dedicated to you. It's dedicated to educate, motivate, and inspiring you in every way possible so you can regain control of your mind, your body, your health, so you can live your best life, so you can experience the fun, vibrant, fulfilling, successful, and most importantly, happy life that you deserve and that you desire. But it's all about taking action. So I hope you're enjoying our episode so far. Your feedback has been fantastic. Again, it really helps me to decide on what I can give you in terms of what kind of information you want, what topics you want me to cover, what questions you want me to answer. Also importantly, what guests you want to see me have on to interview. So make sure you're going to keep that kind of information coming. It's important. I want to make sure that the Mind Body Health podcast has a massive impact on millions and millions of people all over the world. So you can play an important role in that, in giving me feedback and then also sharing it out there far and wide. So today is going to be a very important podcast. Everything that's on our podcast is really important. The topics, it's life-changing information once you put it into action. But if you were listening to this around the time I put this out there in 2020, around what are we in October 2020, it'll be very prevalent. What I'm going to speak about is going to be prevalent in your life, no matter what year this is. It could be 2045. It doesn't matter. It's prevalent no matter what, but it's especially prevalent right now for so many people all over the world who are experiencing what we're experiencing now in 2020. It's going to be a year that will be remembered forever, and not for a lot of good reasons. It's going to be the stress, the mental health issues. They're going through the roof, the devastation, the poverty, the suicides, the fear, all the negative emotions, all these kind of things are rampant right now and rampant across the world and across people from every walk of life. And the thing is, fear, if it starts to consume you, it completely takes over your mind and, completely creates illogical, irrational kind of thinking. And, any of us who've been afraid of anything ever, it's pretty horrendous the way it overcomes you and literally takes over your brain. So what I want to speak to you about on today's podcast is, how to keep your vibrations high during dark, challenging times. How to keep your vibrations high during dark, challenging times. Because the thing is, when you're experiencing challenges, and this is why I say this is relevant no matter what, whether it's you're listening to this in October 2020 or in 2021 or 2035 or whenever, life is a roller coaster. Okay, just in general, forget even what's going on in 2020, which is exceptional, but life is a roller coaster. It's full of challenges, it's full of obstacles, it's full of tests, but it's also full of wonderful opportunities and wonderful life experiences once you're taking action towards making that happen. Because the bottom line, again, is you need to take action to create that life that you want. It isn't going to just happen, okay? So I'm all about taking action. I always stress that to people. So there's always going to be challenges, always going to be obstacles. And sometimes the challenges and obstacles can be massive. They can be monumental. They can be life-changing. They can take you into very dark places. Just like there's opportunities that can make your life feel absolutely amazing and you're on cloud nine. But what's really important is, how do you react when you're experiencing challenging dark times? How do you react when you're experiencing challenging dark times? And, you've heard me say it before in previous podcasts, your mind is a control tower, and you need to really get focused on your mind and how, you can make it more positive and how you can positively impact it, and, how you can create it like a fortress. Your mind is the last line of defense. So you need to create a mindset where you can counteract, you can react well no matter what the circumstances. Now, you are a human being, you are led by your emotions, you're not always going to be perfect, so get that out of your head straight away. But what you can do is that you create such a strong mindset that it's nearly impregnable, but at times it is breached, you react fast and you react sharply and you react positively and you go into solution mode. And that's what matters. And this is why I'm saying about raise your vibrations. Like, we're basically all energy. Whatever your religious beliefs or whatever your beliefs are, where we came from, and whether it's Big Bang, whether it be God, whether it be Allah, whether it be whatever, bottom line is we are energy. That's something you can't really be denied. We are energy, and we live off our energy, and other people live off our energy, and we live off other people's energy. And just think about when you're around certain people, your energy drops. When you're around other people, your energy elevates. When your mood is good things are happening. When your mood is bad things are happening and continue to happen. And that's the way we are. That's where energetically, it's like the law of attraction. Put out the right stuff, it'll come back to you once you're taking action. That's the flaw of The Secret. It's all about, just tells you, put it out there, dream it out there, see it out there, visualize it out there, write it down, expect it, blah, 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 blah. True to a degree, but what's missing in The Secret, the book or the movie The Secret, is action. Without action, nothing's going to happen. You can't just sit down and great things are going to just come to you. It doesn't happen that way. So your energy is going to be massive, your vibration level. So that's, the vibration is what you're giving off, basically, okay? So you need to make sure you're giving off good, positive vibrations. Now, life is a bitch sometimes, and life will take down your energy, it'll take down your emotions, it'll take down your vibrations, which will get very, very low. And the thing is, when that happens, when challenges hit in life, or like in 2020, where it's like a prolonged, consistent, negative atmosphere, negative energy, not negative emotions, like so much fear and confusion and uncertainty around, and anger and frustration and all these negative emotions, and your vibration level starts to drop, whether it be from other people or whether it be from impacts in your own life, you have to do things to bring it back up. Because when it goes down, you have two choices. You can let it continue to drop and feel even worse and get completely consumed by those negative emotions, or do something to counteract it, so to bring it back up, so you start to feel a bit better. And as I said, go into more solution mode. Because when you're in a dark place with lots of negative, low vibrations, there's no way you're going to be in solution mode. So you're going to stay in a dark place and nothing's going to improve, and things will likely only get worse. So when you're in a low vibrational state, you have to bring yourself back up. Now, like I said, you're a human being. You lead by your emotions. You react to your emotions. So it's important, when your emotional state drops, again, bring it back up. Do something to elevate it, okay? Now, what kind of things can you do to elevate your vibrations and your emotions, your energy? And they're all intertwined. We can use different words, but the main thing is, like, again, like our energy, our vibrations, our emotions, our mindset, all these things. When they drop, how do we bring it back up? Well, think about when you feel good. What makes you feel good, okay? Music is always something that's fantastic. And music is all based on, again, vibrations and sound signals and stuff like that that's going out. And when you think about let's say when you're out socializing and you're in a nightclub, or you have been before, because none of us have been for a long time now, and certain songs come on. There's a certain song, when it comes on, your mood instantly picks up, your vibration picks up, your emotions pick up, everything picks up. You feel good. It might be it triggers a happy memory from before, or association to something, or you just like the beat, or whatever it might be, but you feel good instantly. I can think of many songs that I would have for that. When you play that kind of music, whether it be a style of music, a particular artist, a particular band, or particular songs, your mood, your vibrations instantly elevate. So when you feel yourself going down, use music. Music is a powerful, powerful tool to bring you back up, to raise your vibrations, okay? So that's one that's really, really important. Now, there's two things that typically impact your emotions. It's your internal feed in your mind, and there's the external feed from other people and other things, like whether it be social media, whether it be literally physical people and what they're saying to you and what they're doing around you or doing to you. It's what you observe. It's the information from media and TV and radio and papers and all this kind of stuff. So you've got all that external feed that affects vibrations, and you got the internal. Now, the external is going to happen. So you have to accept that that's there, okay? You have very limited control over it, but you have huge control over how you react to it. You have huge control over how much exposure you give yourself to it. If you're on your phone looking at social media, Facebook, and all these things for hours and hours and hours a day, you were doing that. You were deciding that it's going to bring your emotions, your vibrations down. It does in general, but right now, with what we're going through in 2020, it is bringing people's vibrations down so much, because it's predominantly negative emotions. It's predominantly divisiveness on show, okay? It's predominantly fear on show, frustration, anger on show. Valid things being said by many, but at the same time, the energy, the frequency is terrible, okay? So if you expose yourself to it and you haven't got the right mindset, it's going to bring you down. So limit your exposure. Instead of being on it for hours and hours, don't be on it at all, or just pick a half an hour here and there to go on it. Same as people. If certain people bring down your vibrations, your energy, limit your exposure to them. Now, if you work with them, for instance, and they're just going on and on and on about certain things that bring your vibrations down, you have to learn to train your mind to tune them out. And remember, look, I can't control them, but I can control me. I'm going to control how I react to them. I'm going to control how I react to their words, how I react to their behaviors. So you have to, again, control. I've said from the very first episode of the Mind Body Health podcast, it's about regaining control of each area of your life, gaining control of the way you behave, the way you act, the way you think, okay? This is something that's really important. So work on how you react to those people and how they behave and what they say. Same as like with the TV and any form of media, limit your exposure to it. Limit your exposure. You don't have to listen to it. And if it's predominantly negative and brings down your emotions, bring down your vibrations, if you continue to listen to it, it's going to stay that way. So again, focus on what you can control. This is the beauty of the situation. And every time you're dealing with challenges and obstacles, you can control what is going to bring your vibrations down and what's going to bring your vibrations back up. So always limit the things that bring it back down. Okay. And that's again what's going to happen when you're exposed yourself to too much negativity. So that's people, and that's media sources, and any form of sources, whether it be video, audio, reading, social media, all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, internally is really important. Like, the one thing you have to recognize whenever you're going through challenges in life, that's where we speak about challenges and obstacles. You have to focus again on what can I do? What can I control? Now, you have two options again. You can either just moan and bitch and complain and blame and stuff over what's going on and the obstacle to challenge and why it's there, and just do that. And what's going to happen there? Well, typically, you definitely won't feel better. Your vibration definitely will not go up. Your energy will not go up. Your emotion will not go up. If anything, it'll go down, to get worse and worse and worse, because it's like adding more fuel to the fire. Okay. So you're only going to get worse. Or you can do something that will bring it up. And that's where, again, you have to go into solution mode, work on your mindset. If you're feeling negative, do something positive. Watch, read, or listen to something positive. If there's someone who elevates your mood when you're speaking with them and communicating with them, get on the phone with them, go meet them if you can, do a video call with them, whatever it might be, have a laugh, raise your vibration. It's the same. Like for me, for instance, I love watching comedies and stand-ups and things like that. And, people like Ricky Gervais, absolutely love him. And whenever I feel my vibrations dropping, I'll typically go and I'll watch some of that. I listen to old podcasts he used to do with Carl Pilkington and Steve Merchant, for example, or I'll watch some of his Twitter lives, things like that. So I'll do some, because I know it'll elevate my vibration, elevate my energy, because I enjoy him. It's escapism, it's funny, it's real life, it's authentic, and that brings me up, and I know it does. Just like sometimes I watch a documentary, like a sport documentary about a particular individual in their life, and it's inspiring what they did and seeing their journey. And it's like an autobiography of someone successful. Documentaries like that again raise your vibration, inspire you, things like that. Okay, it's like a movie, Southpaw. I couldn't sleep for hours and hours after watching Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal. Amazing movie if you haven't seen it. Very inspired. My vibration was at so high after watching it. So use things like that to bring it up. But the bottom line, if there's challenges and obstacles in your life, you need to tackle them. You need to tackle them, but you need to tackle them by having a strong mindset. And that's where, you have to work on yourself continuously. I stress all the time that your mind needs to be worked on every day as much as your body does. Like, people put so much focus and emphasis on training your body and exercising and having the aesthetic benefits of how it looks and all this kind of thing, and work on that. But most people don't realize you need to work on your mind as well. It's so important to work on your mind every single day. It's every bit as important, if not more important. It's more important, really, because when your mind goes, the exercise will go, just like everything. Whereas your mind is strong, you'll continue even during challenges and obstacles. So in many ways, it's actually more important for you to work your mind than to work your body, if there is a head-to-head there. Obviously, it's better to do both. And when you work your body, it does positively impact your mind from the release of the endorphins. But when you work your mind and give it predominantly positive mind feed from people and information, and how you reinforce it yourself, you are going to feel better. You have to feel better. It's completely and 100% inevitable. Okay. So raise your vibrations, raise your energy by doing that, but do it daily. It's like being prepared. It's like being prepared for challenges and obstacles of the future. Prepare yourself by working on yourself every single day instead of waiting for something to happen. Something happens, you're mentally not strong enough, mentally not prepared. It takes you right down emotionally and vibration level and energy level and mindset and everything. And then it's very hard to come back up again. So every single day you should be getting prepared for each obstacle and challenge that comes. And from each obstacle and challenge, there's lots of lessons to be learned. There's a lot of growth to be had. So again, learn and grow from every single obstacle. It's like this one's happened 2020. This one is hitting me seriously hard, very, very hard financially and mentally and emotionally. But I'm able to bounce back much faster, more resilient, and even more determined from obstacles I've faced throughout my life, which has been many, like for everybody, especially if you're kind of entrepreneurial, more of a risk taker. You really look to have the best life experience you can. If you have that mindset, you will have a lot of lows and challenging times, but you'll also have amazing experiences and good times too. So, it's a balancing act. There's going to be good and bad. It's just how life works. Again, balancing of energy. So, you need to, again, bounce back faster and more resilient and more determined, and, not let it take you down. Okay. So in terms of, how to keep your vibration levels high during dark, challenging times, It's down to you. One thing is taking personal responsibility, taking ownership of your life, taking ownership of how you feel, and taking ownership of how you react, and not going into blame mode, criticize, bitch, moan, all that kind of stuff, complain. This is the where people go. It's negative vibrations. It's very low vibrations. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help you in any way. Be aware of things that you feel are injustices. Be aware of things you're not happy with. Allow yourself a certain amount of negative emotions towards those things or even those individuals. But at the same time, take positive progressive action towards solution mode and adapting where you need to and reinventing where you need to. It's like right now in 2020, so many people are needing to readapt, to reinvent themselves, be very resourceful, think outside the box, go into solution mode, dig out of massive holes. That ain't going to happen without action. And the action ain't going to happen if you haven't got a strong mindset, which again comes down to working on it every single day. This is why I put so much emphasis in all the material I put out there about mindset and psychology and motivation, because your mind is the control tower, and it's so important you work on it. And you work on it continuously, and you work on it every single day. It is absolutely crucial. Okay. So, raise your vibrations. Every time you feel them go down, raise them up, do something. Like I said, it's use music. You might find yoga, meditation, breathing exercises, that kind of stuff might do it. You might find walking out in nature, barefoot in the grass. You might find going to a forest for a nice walk on your own, going for a swim, doing some exercise, chatting to a friend who makes you feel better, watching a comedy, listening to a podcast. Any of these things that will raise your vibrations, you can make the decision to do that. Okay, you make all the decisions. This is where we have to take personal responsibility for where we are in our lives every single day, every week, every moment of our lives. Sure, there are things that are outside our control, but they're outside our control. There's so much that is within your control. So focus on what you can do within your control to raise your vibrations. Do those kind of activities. Limit your exposure to negativity. Limit your exposure to what can give you negative emotions. Limit your exposure to negative people. Even eliminate where you can. Increase and add your exposure to positive stuff, to self-growth stuff, to personal development stuff, to anything that raise your vibration, to people who are like-minded, to people who are supportive, to people who champion you on towards your goals. This is what you need to do, and this is where you have control, and you have control, and it's up to you. So take personal responsibility for your life, even in the darkest of times. That's the only way out. There is no other way out. You have to raise your vibrations. You have to raise your emotions. You have to, raise up your mindset. You have to raise your energy. You ain't getting out otherwise. You ain't getting out otherwise. It's all about taking action, okay? So I hope this has been helpful. It's a super important topic. It's so relevant right now for every living person, or majority, bar a couple of percent, who live on the planet right this moment, 2020, and it'll be relevant forever. So whenever you happen to be listening to this, I hope this message has helped. Remember, take action to raise your vibrations whenever they go low, when you go into a dark, challenging place, when life kicks you in the nuts, when life gives you, the obstacles it gives you on a regular, frequent basis during the roller coaster that is life. And be ready for it and accept it and be aware that it's going to happen sometimes. We just never know how big and monumental sometimes they may be, like 2020 is. But we can react to it, and we can react positively. We can come out of it. We can solve it. We can still keep taking action towards a fun, vibrant, fulfilling, successful, and most importantly, happy life that we want. Remember, happiness is the end game. That's what you want. Always, every day, every moment, take action towards what will make you happy. That's what matters. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Your feedback will be crucially important to me. Give us a rating and a review if you're watching it on Apple Podcasts. Give me your feedback. Feel free to shoot me a message anytime. Like I said, give me feedback. Let me know the questions you want me to answer. Let me know the topics you want me to cover. Let me know the kind of guests you'd like to have on. Remember, this podcast, the Mind Body Health Podcast with Dave Sheahan, is for you. It's not for me. It's for you, to help you, to educate, motivate, inspire you to create that life you want, to regain control of my body and health, and to strive and achieve happiness. So have an awesome day. Raise those vibrations. Turn on a banging tune right now, or whatever it is that gets your vibrations up. Prance around, dance like no one's watching. Raise those vibrations, guys. Tune in, or catch you next time.